everyone, welcome to my channel USA 90-Day Fiancé. Welcome to update new gossip. 90-Day Fiancé couple Sarper and Shekinah Garner are experiencing a major role reversal, and I think the Turkish native might be tolerating behavior he doesn't deserve. For the last few years, the couple have appeared on 90-Day Fiancé the other way, and Shekinah Garner has been the one to travel back and forth to meet the love of her life. From the moment the 90-Day Fiancé franchise couple first met, they haven't had the easiest time on screen. The Turkish native was a ladies' man, and his sexual history and connections with other women often came back to haunt them. He also liked to keep mementos from his escapades and did very little to make the born and raised American comfortable in his home. In the past, Given came across as one of the most arrogant and selfish men in the franchise. He genuinely seemed to care only about his own happiness while making Garner obey his rules. They often argued, which would occasionally result in one or the other walking away. Their last argument escalated to a physical point, and I also didn't think the couple would reappear on the franchise. However, they both seemed to have found comfort in one another and their equally jealous personalities. Unfortunately, though, the dynamic in Turkey wasn't beneficial for them, so now they've decided to uproot to America. Now Given's in the hot seat, living in Garner's space, following her rules, and meeting her friends, and the transition hasn't been going well. There's no denying that Sarper has had one of the most sordid reputations and history in the franchise. Once other fans and I discovered his body count of over 2,000 women, and the literal black book he used tally marks to count his conquests, it's been tough to look at Given the same. I have noticed some changes though. Given seems to be a little more open-minded and willing to compromise with Garner, including agreeing to go to therapy. He seems to be a little less controlling, and he's also compromised by moving to America, despite being vocally against moving in their past appearances. So to see Shekinah Garner's friends verbally attack her fiancé was a little alarming to me. Additionally, I think their judgments were extreme. Dan, Garner's friend, attacked Given's past and how he could hurt her. He also questioned if Given really cared for Garner. In truth, I know Given hasn't had the best reputation, but I think that Garner's friends were a little harsh. The couple had been together for many years, so to question if he truly cared seemed pointless. I also think they jumped to conclusions far too quickly. While I understand their concern and desire to protect their friend, I think they overstepped, and the manner in which they spoke to Given was a little over the top. I personally think the line of questioning was unnecessary, especially for an initial introduction to the group. However, I also think the relationship between Shekinah and Dan is a little off. The first and most important issue I have is the past between the two. Dan and Garner dated in the past. According to both of them, they didn't have a serious relationship, and their connection didn't go far. However, there were a few dates and kisses involved. Additionally, Dan and Garner have admitted that he still had feelings for her, and I'm left in confusion. Garner would never tolerate this type of questioning from someone who was interested in Sarper Gavin. In fact, she ended a conversation quickly with another one in the previous tell-all because she didn't want to hear about her opinions regarding Gavin. Putting aside the obvious double standard, I can't help but wonder what else is going on beneath the surface here. The line of questioning, combined with Dan's lingering feelings, makes me think he's trying to sabotage the relationship. Honestly, Dan comes across more as a jealous ex-boyfriend than he does a caring friend. I think that a genuinely caring friend would tackle that situation from a different angle. Then for Dan to be dismissive at the end and tell Sarper he didn't believe a word exchanged that evening seemed unnecessarily rude. If anything, the encounter proved just how much Sarper has changed over the years, since he didn't act as rude back or get really upset about Garner remaining friends with someone who was trying to interfere with their relationship.